Buckle up, everyone, because we're diving headfirst into Japanese news today.
Yeah, it's really something.
I mean, we've got this crazy audio snippet.
It's wild.
And it captures like a whole day of news in Japan.
Just like rapid fire.
Yeah. And it's full of video games.
Oh, yeah.
And amazing food.
Definitely.
And festivals.
Lots of those.
That range from like...
beautiful and traditional.
To kind of intense.
A little bit, yeah.
So we're going to try to figure out what's hot in Japan right now.
From pop culture
to
even a middle school mystery.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll get to that.
I'm intrigued.
But first off, what I think is really interesting about this audio is that it's not like a typical news report.
No, not at all.
You know, it's not all polished and perfect.
It's more like you're just like flipping through the radio in Japan.
Right.
And you just land on the station and they're just like throwing stuff at you.
It's like we have a direct line.
To the pulse of Japan.
And pulse is definitely racing.
For sure.
Because first up, a new Mario and Luigi RPG is coming out.
Oh, wow.
November 7th.
That's so soon.
I know, I'm so excited.
I mean, those games are always a hit.
Especially in Japan.
Right. Oh, huge.
Now, speaking of hits, our source mentions this thing called Jinran. It's some type of orchid.
A special one.
And it's in season now in Hashimashi City.
It sounds lovely.
Well, hold on. You can eat orchids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, Jinran is like a delicacy.
Nah.
Often served in chawanmushi.
What's that?
Savory egg custard.
So like you're eating flowers with egg custard.
Pretty much.
Okay, now that sounds amazing.
Right.
Definitely got to try that.
Add it to the list.
But, okay, this audio isn't just about food.
No.
It's also packed with festival news.
Oh, tell me about it.
So first up, we have the Ohara Matsuri.
Okay.
Happening right now in southern Kyushu.
Nice.
And our source really emphasizes that it's the biggest festival in the region.
Wow.
Like a massive celebration of tradition.
Gotta see it to believe it, I bet.
For sure.
Now, for something a little more, shall we say, lively.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Gachi Matsuri in Matsu City.
This one sounds intense.
It is.
Basically, they whack people with straw ropes.
Yeah, to ward off evil spirits.
Ouch.
Right.
I think I'll stick to the orchids and egg custard.
Probably a good choice.
But you know, it's interesting, though.
What's that?
Even in a place like Japan.
Super modern, tech-savvy.
They still hold on to these ancient traditions.
Yeah, it's a really cool mix of old and new.
Exactly.
And speaking of that mix, let's jump to art and architecture.
Right.
So there's this Hanyin exhibition going on at the National Museum. Yeah, it's featuring all this beautiful Japanese Buddhist art.
I love Buddhist art.
It's stunning.
It's so intricate and peaceful.
Definitely.
Now, on a more modern note,
yeah,
we have the Good Design Show.
I've heard of this.
They're showcasing some cutting-edge architecture.
What kind?
Well, they even have a Snow Peak campsite there.
Oh, wow. Snow Peak?
You know.
The camping gear people?
Yeah, they make the coolest stuff.
Super sleek high-tech.
But what's really cool is...
What?
This campsite is a perfect example of a growing trend in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sustainable and tech-integrated wooden buildings.
So they're combining traditional craftsmanship
with modern technology.
I love that.
They're pushing boundaries.
Definitely.
Which is something you see a lot in Japanese pop culture, too.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
So much news coming from that world.
Like what?
Well, for all the fashionistas out there,
yeah,
Tokyo Girls Collection 2024 just wrapped up.
Go far.
Showcasing all the hottest trends.
I bet.
And then for the music fans,
Shibuya
Subaru just dropped a new album.
Shibuya Subaru.
Yeah, she used to be in that idol group, NMB48.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Huge in Japan.
Idol groups are massive over there.
Yeah, so I'm sure her solo work is making waves.
Definitely.
Now for something completely different.
Okay, I'm listening.
We have Baby Metal.
Oh, I love Baby Metal.
They're a Japanese metal idol band.
So unique.
And they just teamed up with Electric Callboy.
Who are they?
A German electronicore band.
Wow, what a combo.
Right. Talk about pushing boundaries.
Metal and electronicore, that's wild.
But you know what else is wild?
What's that?
This next story from the audio snippet.
Oh, yeah.
Might be the most intriguing one yet.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's about a stolen eraser.
A what?
A stolen eraser.
Okay.
And it involves a former NMB48 member.
No way.
Yeah, she shared this whole dark story.
A dark story about an eraser.
Yeah, from her middle school days.
I can't believe this.
I know, right? Even in Japanese news.
You find middle school drama
Always time for it.
I'm dying to know what happened.
Me too. That's where the audio cuts us off.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's a total cliffhanger.
They're killing me.
I know, but I guess we'll have to wait for part 2 to hear the rest of the story.
I hate cliffhangers.
But hey, that's what keeps us coming back for more.
I guess so.
All right, so we're back on this Japanese news journey.
Still reeling from that cliffhanger.
I know, right? That stolen erasure story.
What a tease.
But okay, before we try to unravel that middle school mystery, there are a few other interesting things we got to talk about.
Oh, right, like that super public bath.
Rizenji-no.
Yeah, what makes it so super?
That's the question, isn't it?
They didn't give us many details.
Maybe it's the atmosphere.
Should be.
Or some crazy special hot spring water.
I'm picturing like gold flakes and stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Who knows?
It's a mystery.
But it definitely makes you curious.
For sure.
And speaking of curious,
what?
Remember that digitally reconstructed folding screen?
Oh, yeah, by Jakuchu?
The 18th century painter.
It's gonna be displayed at the 2025 Japan Art Exhibition.
Pretty cool.
It's mind-blowing to think they could recreate something so old.
Digitally, yeah.
Like, how do they even do that?
Yeah, technology is amazing these days.
Seriously.
They probably used high-resolution scans.
Oh.
And digital modeling to piece it together.
So it's like a digital puzzle. But does a digital version really capture the real thing?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it raises all these questions about art in the digital age.
Like, what's authentic anymore?
Right.
But on the other hand,
more people can experience it this way.
True. It makes art more accessible.
Definitely.
It's a fascinating debate.
It really is.
Okay, but let's move on to something a little lighter.
Sounds good.
The audio also mentioned Kamikochi.
Ah, Kamikochi.
This beautiful mountain resort town.
Stunning this time of year.
I bet those autumn colors are incredible.
Absolutely breathtaking.
We can't forget about those festivals.
So many to choose from.
The Ohara Matsuri sounds epic.
The biggest one in southern Kyushu.
A true celebration of tradition.
And then there's that Scarecrow Festival.
In Sayama's countryside.
Fields full of scarecrows.
Each one totally unique.
I love that kind of quirky stuff.
It's a fun side of Japan.
Definitely.
Okay, but now it's time to address the elephant in the room.
Or the eraser in the room, I guess.
The missing eraser saga.
Tell me everything.
Well, here's the thing.
What?
The audio doesn't tell us.
What do you mean?
They never reveal what happened.
Seriously?
I know it's the biggest cliffhanger ever.
So we never find out about the stolen eraser?
Nope. They leave us hanging.
But what about the dark secrets?
Guess we'll never know.
That's so frustrating.
I know I need closure.
Maybe it's a lesson in letting go.
You think so?
Sometimes in life, things are left unresolved.
True, but it's hard.
I get it.
Maybe the mystery's more interesting anyway.
Maybe you're right.
What do you think that missing eraser represents?
Could be a lost memory.
Or a broken friendship?
Perhaps the anxieties of growing up.
Wow, you're deep.
It's just an eraser.
But it's symbolic.
Exactly.
It's amazing how these small things
can have so much meaning.
It's like this whole deep dive. We're not just getting the headline.
We're digging deeper.
Exploring the nuances of Japanese culture.
The things that make it so fascinating.
It's wild to think we've covered so much ground.
I know, right?
From video games to ancient art.
Crazy festival.
Peaceful mountain towns.
But it still feels like
we've only scratched the surface.
Of Japan.
Like there's so much more to uncover.
Always something new.
I think that's what makes these deep dives so special.
Definitely.
It's not just about summarizing the news.
It's about making connections.
Finding the hidden themes.
The stuff you might miss at first glance.
Like, remember that digitally reconstructed folding screen?
Oh yeah, by Jakuchu.
It made us think about how technology
is changing our relationship with art.
Right, like what even is authenticity anymore?
Big question.
And then there's that whole missing eraser thing.
So frustrating.
But it got us thinking about symbolism.
And how everyday objects can tell a story.
Exactly.
What about that contrast between those futuristic buildings?
And the ancient traditions of the Gachi Matsuri.
Japan is just this amazing blend.
Of old and new.
Tradition and modernity.
It's captivating.
Totally.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
After exploring all this.
The art, the festivals, the pop culture.
What image or experience stands out to you the most?
That's a good one.
Like what captures the essence of Japan for you right now?
I think for me it's the image of a Shinto shrine.
Okay.
Nestled amidst all these towering skyscrapers.
Wow, yeah.
It's like that perfect harmony.
Between the ancient and the modern.
What about you?
You know what? For me, it's the sound of baby metal.
Baby metal.
Yeah, that fusion of metal and J-pop.
Oh, yeah.
It's so unexpected and energetic.
And totally unique.
Exactly.
Japan is always pushing boundaries.
Always experimenting.
It's inspiring.
So to our listeners out there,
yeah,
we encourage you to keep exploring.
Keep diving deeper.
Into the things that piqued your interest today.
Whether it's the art of Ichu Jakuchu,
the mystery of that super public bath,
or the latest baby metal track.
There's a whole world of Japanese culture out there waiting.
And this was just a glimpse.
A small taste.
So stay curious.
And keep exploring.
Who knows what you'll discover?
Until next time, everyone.
Happy diving!